Morning, Jeff. How's it going over there?
Going good. Good to see you as always. Keeping my eye
Nice.
on the critter that we have for you here today.
I'm very excited to see this critter, as usual. So, what do we have in store for today?
Well, I'm going to turn it around here real quick so you can see this guy right up and close. Look at
Dude,
that beauty. Holy
the thing,
cow.
is that a dinosaur?
It is a dinosaur. It's a green.
Huge.
It is huge. It's a green iguana. It's the largest lizard that we're going to have here in the Americas. They're not in the U.S., although they are here. We'll talk about that later. But Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean islands, they can be 6.5 feet long and weigh about 11 pounds. They are all lizard, and they know how to use it. They've got some pretty big teeth. This tail you see right there is a weapon. And get this, they can actually detach their tail if a predator grabs onto it like a lot of lizards can. Pretty crazy.
Wow. Okay, so this thing looks pretty big. How big is him specifically?
Yeah, so this particular guy is close to 6 feet. So he's a big boy. We've had him since he was a youngster. He's a pet surrender. And I got to tell you that these guys are actually pretty common in the pet world. However, the unfortunate thing is they're really difficult to take care of. So what ends up happening is a good majority of them actually die prior to their 1 year birthday, or they're released in the wild. And that's a real problem in places like Florida where these guys are running rampant. It's crazy. But yeah, this guy about 6 feet long. He weighs about 10 pounds.
My goodness, I'm 6 feet, so that's kind of terrifying to think about. So you mentioned
Right?
Florida, and I've seen these videos online, like on YouTube and Facebook, of iguanas falling out of trees in Florida. Is that correct?
You're exactly right. And what happens is, so these guys are built for, that warm climate. But as they move north into Florida, they live quite well because it's a hot temperature. But as sometimes happens in Florida, the temperatures drop pretty low. And these guys go into a torpor, which is kind of like a semi-hibernation, but it happens instantly in the trees. They lose grip and they fall out of the tree. Now, the cool thing is these guys can actually handle drops of about 40 feet and still survive. But what happens is that they're essentially asleep, and they will be for days until it warms up and they're able to have the energy they need to get out and do what they do. It's just crazy because they literally fall out of the trees. It's unbelievable to see.
So even if they fell like 40 feet, would they still be sleeping after they fell?
They will. And you can literally, I don't recommend it, but you can literally go and pick them up and they have no reaction whatsoever. They just simply don't have the energy they need to protect themselves. It is a weird, weird thing. And of course, leave it to Florida for it to happen in Florida, but it's quite common. The other cool thing is these guys are really good swimmers. So it's kind of cool to watch them, and they'll actually launch themselves out of the trees if they're in danger down to the waterway below. Pretty cool.
My goodness. I think I'm kind of glad this 6 foot beast doesn't realm our trees here in Montana. As always, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us this week, and excited to see you next week, man.
Always a pleasure, guys. We will see you real soon.